But how are you guys doing? How's your day so far? I see some familiar faces in chat. Okay, Faouzia is going to join in a few minutes. Just please be patient. Thank you. I mean, since we're still waiting on Faouzia, how did you find the new song, last song, and how much did you stream it though? Wait, Faouzia is. Let me see.
Hello, can you hear me?
Yes, yes, I do.
Oh,
Hi, Faouzia.
sorry. I've been here for like a few
Yeah,
minutes. I don't
yeah,
know how
it's
to use Discord. I'm so sorry, but I'm here.
yeah. I'm supposed to know how to use it, but now, like, to add you on stage, that was a bit difficult. But it's okay. Now we have you here, so
Thank you.
yeah,
Thank you for having me.
yeah, such a pleasure for us. So yeah, let's start the event. Hello, walkers. Welcome to this special event. This is Nas Walker 29197 from Morocco, and today we're going to have the honor of hosting an incredibly talented artist who has captured hearts around the world and with her powerful voice and heartfelt lyrics. So she's not only an international sensation, but also someone that makes us proud as Moroccans. So yeah, please welcome Faouzia. Faouzia, how are you doing?
Oh, that was such a sweet introduction. Thank you. I'm doing very, very well. Thank you for having me on this
Um,
podcast. I'm so
yeah,
excited.
yeah. كي دايرة لاباس عليك؟
Wow, alhamdulillah, لاباس عليا. Oh my
I mean,
goodness.
I'm also Moroccan, so
Oh, wait, you're Moroccan.
yeah, I just said it.
Wait,
Yeah, I'm also Moroccan, so yeah, such an
this
honor for me as a Moroccan, and yeah, so I'm super thrilled about it.
Thank you so much for hosting this and for having me, and it's so nice to meet you. I love meeting fellow Moroccans.
Yeah, likewise, likewise. And thank you for joining us today. It's a privilege to have you here to talk about your music, your incredible journey. But now let's start with something that has been making waves in the Walker community, your collaboration with Alan Walker on Last
Yeah.
Song. So you collaborated with numerous EDM artists worldwide, like David Guetta, like Galantis. But how does this collaboration with Alan Walker in Last Song stand out compared to your previous projects? And how this collaboration with Alan Walker come about?
Honestly, that's a really great question. There's a few things that stand out about this collaboration. One of them being the fact that it's my first release as an independent artist. So that was just very exciting in itself because having being able to work with Alan Walker and doing it independently is very crazy and something that I never imagined would happen. So that's different from my previous releases. And something else that's really special about this collaboration is that a lot of the times when you're working with DJs, they'll present you with a song or they'll have an idea already ready and then they'll bring it to you kind of like as a vocalist to put your voice on the track. But this one came from like me and Sophie Simmons and Michael Fatkin and we and Alan and we literally were in a room and we wrote the song and we all poured ourselves into it. So we wrote this from scratch, like for and with Alan. And so that's what makes it really special. It wasn't just something that was like presented, it was something that I got to be a part of from the beginning, from the very, very beginning. So that's really exciting about this song as well.
Yeah, that sounds awesome. So what inspired the song themes and production, in your opinion?
I mean, Alan Walker has such a very special world of like a melodic world, and I think it's his signature. And When I thought of the possibility of working with him, I was very excited because I love his world of melodies, and I was just like, "Oh, I know where to go with this," because I feel like it's very adjacent to where I live melodically as well. And so I was just like excited to write in that realm. It's very beautiful, soaring, heartbreaking melodies, and those are my favorites. So yeah,
Yeah, we all love the emotional songs that Alan Walker makes with the lyrics and everything. So they're well
likewise.
written, of course, heartfelt. That's for sure.
Yeah.
But can you share with us if you, of course, have some memorable moments from from the recording and also the production process?
Um, I mean, what's really cool about just collaborations or these songs in general is like you write the song and you don't really know what's going to happen with it, like if it'll ever see the light of day or if it'll just like sit forever and ever and ever on a hard drive and never come out. But this song, I'm really excited that it came out and I'm really excited to see the reaction that everyone's had to it. And I'm I'm really happy that everyone's loving it as much as I did because when I wrote it, I remember like leaving the studio and being like, I really love that song. Like I really hope that it can come out one day. And the fact that it's out now makes me really happy and it to be able to share it with everyone makes me excited as well.
I mean, it is indeed a legendary song, I would say, because in 10 days you were able to reach 3 million streams in Spotify. This is insane.
Thank
And every Walker is happy with this beautiful, song. But what would you say this song or like last song symbolized to you as an artist? And do you have a favorite lyrics or moment in this song?
Ooh, I mean, it's kind of funny, like, again, not to bring it up, but just like being independent and saying like, promise this won't be our last song. It's very funny because it's just like it's kind of like a promise to myself and to everyone, like, I'm going to keep going and I'm going to keep fighting and just
Indeed,
keep on
yeah,
releasing music and things that I love so much, and I'm promising that to myself, or I guess I'm just, like, asking myself to promise,
indeed.
"Hey, promise this is not gonna be the last thing you release or the last body of work you whatever, whatever," but I just think it's a little ironic that it came out at this time. Um, but I just think, like, the space that it's in lyrically, I love, like, drawing sorry, I'm trying to pay attention to my words, but I swear I have, like I do like, my attention span is so small because I keep seeing these things pop up in the chat, so I'm like, "Wait, is that a
Yeah, it's
beeper?"
okay. You just
Sorry, I'm
no need
sorry.
to pay attention to them right now. So yeah, go ahead and feel free.
Wait, I'm sorry, I'm, like, reading what they're saying, and at the same time, I'm, like, trying to keep my train of thought. But what was I even saying? Oh my goodness.
You were talking about like how the lyrics were written and
Oh,
how
yeah, yeah. Thank you so
yeah,
much. Um, I I love just, like, drawing, um like, making drawings out of words, and that's what we really did for this song, and I think my favorite lyric let me check. What's my favorite lyric? I like, "Hardly catch my breath before I'm in the choir like all the rest." I think that's my favorite lyric of the song. And then, "Do what you do best, play on every string inside my chest." I do love a good musical
it's
metaphor.
actually it's actually one of my favorites too. Like I agree with you. Uh, but yeah, I must say, every lyric of the song is very well written, poetic, and starting from the first line, "Your words are paper thin. You play them like a tiny violin." This is already when you hear this, you say, "Oh, this is an amazing song. It's gonna be very massive," without even hearing the rest of the song.
Oh,
So
thank you. I mean,
yeah,
we wanted to start off the song with something that was just, like, very clear. You're saying that somebody their words are very, like they don't hold a lot of weight to them, and their promises are very empty, and we were like, "How can we write this in a way that isn't just, like, saying it outright and saying that somebody is playing their words like a tiny violin, like, they're paper thin, they don't hold much weight, but you play them very beautifully."
yeah, absolutely, yeah.
Yeah.
So what do you hope listeners or like especially walkers all around the world to take away from your song with Alan and especially those who deeply connect with your music?
I hope they love it. I hope they can just have something that they can sing to and feel and connect to. Um, and I just think it was such a very like special collaboration. Like I said, like I've always loved Alan Walker's music so much. And whatever they need to take away from it, I hope they can. Whatever like comfort they need from the song.
Yeah, yeah. It's I mean, for me, I mean, I've been a fan of you for a long time as well. I mean, I've listened to many songs whenever I see by Faouzia, I just listen to a song by.
Thank you.
I mean, I can name them all: Tears of Gold, R.A.P. Love, Minefields with John Legend. All of them are very good.
Thank
And
you so
actually, my sisters are also fans of you, by the way. So yeah, and
سلمي
yeah.
عليهم please. Tell them I say hello.
Yeah, مرحبا بسلامك. Okay. So yeah, thank you for sharing that insight. And yeah, it's clear that Last Song isn't just a collaboration, but it's also a deeply meaningful project that resonates with so many fans all around the world. So I guess maybe now we should shift gears a bit and to talk about your incredible journey and career. So you've achieved so much already, but how did your journey in music begin? And when did you first discover your love for it?
I've always loved music. Like whenever somebody asks me that question, I can't remember a time where I haven't been singing or I haven't been playing music. Like I started playing the piano when I was 4 and I started singing probably before I was even talking. So I've always loved music and I used to write like novels as a child. I don't think I've ever said this before, but I used to write like chapter books. And I would
Oh,
um
really?
Yes, I used to just write them and have, like, all of these ideas, and then I would write poems, and I would write short stories, I would write, like, skits, I would write plays. I actually just love writing, and I think my love for music and my love for writing just combined together randomly one random Tuesday, and then I became, like, a singer-songwriter. But I've always liked anything creative, anything like in that space, in that realm. And now I get to do it as a job, which is crazy. And the way that I ended up here, honestly, couldn't even tell you. I feel like it was just life led me down this path. And I'm like, oh, here I am. Because I never thought it was something that was possible. I mean, like, that's a lie. It's like I thought it was possible, but it wasn't something that I thought was like accessible because I was an immigrant. We moved from Morocco to a very, very small town of 3,000 people, and I went to school in an even smaller town of like 600 people at the time. And so I lived in a tiny rural town in Canada, and we were immigrants, and we started from literally below zero. Um, so to me, I love music and I love art, but I'm like, doing it as a job, like, I couldn't even imagine a world like that, but my family was so supportive, and so but I always had, like, this gut feeling, like, I feel like this is what I'm gonna do in my life. I don't know how I'm gonna get there, but it was just, like, faith, like, leading me blindly down this path, and, I like, in my yearbook, I put down, like, 2 things. You're supposed to put, like, your dream fate and your probable fate. So even when I was graduating, I put my dream fate as a singer-songwriter, and then I put my probable fate as a psychiatrist. So even when I was getting signed, right before I graduated, I still thought I was going to be a psychiatrist and that me being a singer-songwriter was just going to be, like, a dream of mine. But honestly, here we are. And I think it was just like perseverance and hard work and love and the fans and the fandom and everybody like supporting that got me to this place.
Yeah, it's all about following your passion and to do whatever it takes to reach your goals after all.
Yeah, sorry, I'm yapping so much.
It's okay. I mean,
I
I
haven't
mean, we're happy to
done
listen to
something
you,
like
of
this.
course. Yeah.
Thank you so much, Naz. I haven't done something like this in so long, so I feel like I'm like just like word vomiting. Like I apologize. I haven't
No, no,
spoken
you're
in
not.
years.
Yeah, I mean, we're like, like all of us are listening to your beautiful words and to talk about the songs, to talk about yourself, your journey, your
Thank you
career,
for listening.
and yeah, of course, looking back on your career so far, what would you say has been the most defining or unforgettable moment?
Whoa, that's a loaded question. What has been the most defining moment? I I'm not even just saying this, I don't think there's just one. I think every year life throws something at me where I'm like, whoa, I would have never expected that to happen. Like if I go back to 20 like 18, 19. I mean, I got signed in 2018 when a week before my 18th birthday. So I was 17. I thought that was crazy at the time. And then I was in university, I was releasing music, and then I wrote Tears of Gold. And I feel like that was kind of like a step up in my career. And then it ended up being performed on America's Got Talent. And I was just mind blown that people were performing my music and my words and stuff on TV. I was like, whoa, I can't believe people are listening to it. So that was crazy. And then I had my collaboration with John, and that was insane. Never thought that would have happened. Um, and then I got to release R.I.P. Love, and then my I don't even know what you can call it, like a project LP, long EP, Citizens. And then I ended up in China this last year. I feel like I'm forgetting a lot of in betweens, but like so many crazy things have happened. And I think they were all very just like critical stepping stones in my career.
Yeah, that's for sure. And I believe, yeah, as the rising, I mean, as the rising star, challenges can be inevitable. Like you can, I mean, of course, whenever you're going to make your career, you're definitely going to face some obstacles. So, in your opinion, what do you think has been the biggest hurdle or challenge that you faced it, and how did you overcome it?
Oh my goodness. Um,
I feel like I'm asking you a lot of loaded questions, right?
Like, where do I even start? There have been so many challenges, and I think any artist would say this, like, there are probably more challenges and more failures than successes. And I think the the people just see things that um succeed, but they don't see everything behind the scenes and like they don't see all the work that goes in. And so I'm so grateful for this job. I love it so much. Like I don't even think it's a job to me. Like it's my passion and my love. But the reason why I get up and I do it every single day, even despite all of the challenges, is because of my love and my passion for it. But there have been so many difficulties. I think just the fact, I think starting from square like -10 at the beginning of my career and being like an immigrant in a super, super small rural town, it really felt like I had to grow from below zero. Like I had to grow from below zero. I had to just push myself. And it felt like there wasn't really anybody in the world that I was in growing up. So I couldn't like really look at someone and be like, okay, so that's how they did it. Like, let me follow in their footsteps. It was just like, nah, girl, you're gonna figure it out on your own. Like, you have to figure out how you're gonna do this. Um, I had to do it, and I wanted to stay true to myself, and I didn't want to be like pulled in a direction or become something that I wasn't. So I had to kind of have like blinders on. So I'm trying to navigate this crazy industry while staying true to myself, like internally and externally. I didn't want people to tell me how to dress. I didn't want people to tell me how to, like, what to sing. I wanted everything to be authentic. I've had to say no so many times, and it's hard to say no when there are these people that are like, that have all this power and they're trying to just like exercise that power and be like, you have to do it this way or you need to have this certain image. And you're like, no, I'm not going to do that. And it's scary, but at the end of the day, it's your life and you're the one who's going to be looking back on it. So you have to say no, even though it's hard to do that sometimes. And then I was signed for years and, you know, like it just felt like the industry completely changed. Everything became like TikTok and it was all online. for the longest time, we were all,
Yeah, yeah.
quarantining and stuff. So I was like, okay, so how am I going to build my career from home now? Because now I can't even leave my house. And then I built this beautiful community. Like through all of these challenges, I had the most beautiful and supportive community. And then it really felt like I was like fighting against the current. I wanted to release my album for like 6 years, and I kept hearing like, it's not the time, it's not the right time, you don't have a hit, like you're this isn't big enough, there's no momentum, there's no this. And then when it felt like momentum was created and it felt like I was pouring my heart and my soul into everything to promote it, it was like, oh, but it's not big enough, or it felt like that didn't get the support that I felt it needed. And so I would be like, okay, it's fine, and then I would do it again, and then I would do it again, and I would keep trying to create more momentum. And I had this incredible like fandom, and I had this incredible support system who was also, it felt like they were pulling the weight with me, but like it just felt like nothing was ever good enough. And then it became all about like numbers and metrics, and I'm like, I don't even care about numbers. I don't even care about these things. Like, I just care about the art. I just want to make something that I love. So that was, I think, the biggest challenge for me, because I wanted to create like these universes of music. Like, ever since I was a kid, like I said, I used to write books. And like now it felt like I wasn't able, it felt like my hands were tied for years. And it felt like no matter what I did, it wasn't good enough. And now I am independent. So it felt like finally things are back in my hands. But it was years of just like, it really felt like I was swimming against a current. And now I'm just really excited to have everything back in my hands. And I truly feel like this is what I was meant to be doing.
Now, now you can say that you broke free, and now you can be who you are without actually being assigned or associated to a certain label or anything, because now you're independent. So that's actually very good.
Yeah, and I'm honestly very excited because it felt like, in a way, like at the end of the day, no one is like, I had some incredible people on my team. I really did. But at the end of the day, no one is going to really care about your art as much as you. So now that everything is in my hands, I really feel like I can give it the love and attention and care that it deserves.
Okay. So before we move to the next questions, I would like to ask the workers if they have some questions. Please, get ready and just drop them in chat, and I will make sure to, to ask Faouzia, of course, these questions after this segment, of course. And so yeah, get ready, and yeah, let's move on. So, Faouzia, so what can you say, or who are basically the biggest influences in your life and career, and how have they shaped your unique sound? I mean, I suppose your family too and your friends, but who are the most or main biggest influences in your life?
I think like my family has been the number one, like have been my number one supporters. Um, and they have, like, since day one, believed in me. And I think I have to attribute so much of what I've done to them, because having that
Yeah,
support system is really important. When you have people that are always telling you when you're feeling down, like, you got this, keep going, that makes a world of a difference. So um I would have to say my family. And honestly, any artist that has been so authentically themselves has has inspired me. Like, I see artists that it's not even any genre or world that I'm in, but I see them and I'm like, wow, I love that they're being themselves. I love that they are who they are, and they are that, like, without any just like any hesitation. You can tell that they're just diving headfirst into that, and that has always been inspiring to me.
yeah, that's very that's actually true. Yeah, because when you're sticking, of course, to your authenticity, then you don't have to worry about the others, because then you're just happy with what you're doing. You know that that is authentic, that is unique, and that's actually defining you and who Fauzia is. So
Mm-hmm.
so yeah, and I mean, yeah, as a Moroccan artist. I believe that your heritage and upbringing influenced your music and journey. But how did it influence this journey of yours?
Um, I mean, I grew up listening to Arabic music. I grew up listening to so many Moroccan artists or just like artists from Menna, and I loved the way that they sang. Their voices were so beautiful, and like I listened to the greats growing up, like Kulthum. I listened to Fairuz, and hearing
Yes,
these
of course.
voices in your ear all the time, you are just like subconsciously influenced by them, or you try to say, oh, how is she singing like that, or how is she doing that with her voice? It's so beautiful. And then when you're very young and you're molding your voice and you're basically just like hearing what they're doing with their voice, it's a great way to learn how to sing, because I've never had vocal lessons, but I feel like listening to these incredible Arab artists has been able to like teach me things that I would have never learned otherwise. And yeah, like I feel like my heritage is all around me. Like even though we grew up in Canada, um I basically grew up in a mini Morocco. Like my household was very Moroccan. We had a Moroccan living room, we ate Moroccan food, we spoke Darija at home and French. And my parents were always like had Deuxième on. We'd watch Deuxième
Oh yeah, they
and like
did.
they did, yes. We'd watch Deuxième and we'd watch like all of these Moroccan shows. So like I basically grew up in Morocco in the middle of Canada. So
Oh,
um
that's
yeah.
that's interesting.
So yeah, and lots of people know that, but yeah, I feel like that's why I was able to stay very connected to my roots, and I'm very grateful for that. I'm very grateful that my parents instilled that in us at a young age, and that I didn't lose the language, that I didn't lose my connection to my culture. So yeah, I am, and the way that I am is very Moroccan. I feel like if you know me on a personal level, you're like, yeah, this girl is Moroccan. The
Yeah,
grit. It's the grit and the fight and the
yeah,
determination.
absolutely, absolutely. So,
Really Moroccan.
of course, for independent artists hoping to follow their dreams and pursuing the dreams of thinking, what message would you like to share with them as an artist yourself, of course?
I would say to them that you are going to face so many challenges, but you need to have the mentality of, if you were told in, let's say, 2 3 years you are going to achieve this goal of yours, or this for certain, how would you approach that? You would approach it with like ease, because you're like, oh, I know that this is going to happen. And you need to have that mentality. I know this is going to work for me. I know this is going to happen. And even with that mentality, you also have to have this like this flow where no matter where life takes you, have an open heart and know that the path that you think you're going to take might not necessarily be the path that is for you. So you have to just try to let go sometimes, but also have the certainty that you're going to make it. And you have to wake up every day and work very, very hard, but you need to keep your heart in your work. Because a lot of the time you might just be like, oh, I'm just going to do this because I have to. No, say, I get to do this, and have positivity towards your work. I think that's really important. And I think you should try your best not to lose that. So many questions in the chat and lots of pictures. Oh my
Uh,
gosh.
yeah, we're going to get to them shortly. So yeah, Fawzi, thank you so much for taking the time to share your thoughts and
Thank you,
experiences with
Naz.
us. Uh, your journey and your music continue to inspire not only workers but also fans all around the world. So yeah, we're very proud to have you as part of this global community and to have you as, I mean, for me as a Moroccan to be proud of you as a Moroccan artist. So yeah, thank
Thank
you
you.
very. Before we wrap up, let's take a moment to hear from the walkers. So let me see if we have some questions here.
Nice to meet you, walkers. And I see a lot of fawns too.
Yeah. Okay. So there is a song. There's actually a question here. First one, it says, "Is there a musical project in the near future involving Dimash, as both of you have some of the best voices in the world right now?"
Thank you. As of right now, no, there's no collaboration, unfortunately.
Okay. um, there's
But
also a
thank you.
question about.
I appreciate that. I think his voice is really incredible.
Okay, so there is also a question about your hobbies. So, what are your hobbies, and what do you like to do when you're when you have some free time?
Oh, I like to read. I got a bunch of books. I like to play video games. I like to spend time with my family. And just started watching like cooking shows. It's my new obsession. And now that I have a tour coming up in China, I've honestly been just so excited planning that. So I haven't had a lot of free time, but I'm having a blast planning these shows. So that's my new hobby.
Did you also learn how to cook Moroccan dishes as well?
Oh, yes, absolutely. My mom is always teaching me how to do like how to cook Moroccan dishes. But she honestly like she's she's funny 'cause she'll be like, "It's so easy. It's just the 17 step like tagine that you have to make." I'm like, "Mama, it doesn't come naturally to everyone like it does too." She's like, "You just have to put this and this," and she starts throwing spices together, and she's like, "You see, it's easy." And I'm like, "Mama, no, it's not. It's not easy. Like, can you write it down?" But I've learned how to make a few things, like the most simple thing so far. I've learned how to make za'luka. I know how to kind of make, it's kind of basic, but like couscous. There's some tagines that I've made before, like vegetarian
I mean,
tagines.
there
I
are
know
also steps to follow when you're making couscous, by the way. So if you're already knowing how to make couscous, you're already doing a great job so far.
like, but I know couscous is one is difficult. I don't know how to do it alone, but I've seen it enough times that I feel like I could kind of make something that is like a something close enough.
Yeah,
Like,
yeah,
not
yeah, I
um,
get it.
yeah,
Uh, yeah, there is also a question about are there any upcoming performances in Morocco?
I have been wanting to come to Morocco for so long, and every time that I have something that might happen in Morocco, it falls through. And I'm like, "Why? Why is it not my time yet to be in Morocco?" So I wanna go to Morocco very soon. It's genuinely, like, at the top of my list of things that I wanna do, but I haven't been able to. Every time I have a performance or something scheduled, it falls through. So maybe I just have to show up and start singing in the street. Just do
That
like a
that would
concert,
be yeah,
like
that would
outside,
be
like
very good.
on the like outside the mall or something.
Yeah, yeah, sure. We would also love to see a live performance of Last Song with Alan Walker in Morocco. That would be epic.
That would be insane. I would
That
love
would
that.
be insane. Yeah, yeah. I mean, it doesn't matter where you do it, in a mall or in a grocery store. I mean, I know that a lot of walkers, a lot of fans will actually come and see you, because also we've been dying to see Alan Walker in Morocco, so that's maybe an occasion for us.
That would be insane. I know they would love him there.
Yeah, absolutely. So I think that's it. I don't know. There was another question with a collab with Distinct coming out.
Oh, I mean, we'll see what happens. We've worked together in the studio and we have written some stuff together. And he's very, very incredible, very talented. But we'll see what happens. We will see what
Yeah,
happens.
yeah, of course. So, yeah, once again, thank you, Fauzia, for being here and for sharing your amazing story with us. And walkers, let's give Fauzia a huge round of applause if you can, of course, by I don't know emojis or whatever. And of course, thank you to all for being part of this special event. So yeah, keep walking united, and I'll see you next time. But before this, make sure to follow Fauzia on all platforms. I will try to share the links. I mean, Tim Allen is sharing already the links. So yeah, make sure to follow Fuzzy on Instagram and also on all platforms. And make sure to stream the song, last song. And I hope it's going to be not the last song of Alan Walker and Fuzzy, but we're going to see, inshallah, more collaborations soon. Why not? Of
Thank you. Thank you all so much. Thank you, Walkers. Thank you, Fawns. Thank you, Nas. I really appreciate you having me and asking
course,
these
of course.
incredible questions. Thank you for listening. I hope you all have a wonderful day.
Likewise, you too. Thank you so much for
Thank
joining.
you. Bye, Slema. Au
Vraiment,
revoir.
bye bye. Merci.
Bye.